Hello, you guys. I'm Carlos, and I'm here today with my good friend Nancy, and we are going to be talking about a very important event that is coming up.
Yes.
But before we start our conversation, I want to invite you to like us, follow us, whatever you need to do to keep up with everything that is the exciting news that are happening in the annual conference. If you're on YouTube, like us, subscribe. If you're listening on the podcast, just audio, also like, subscribe, and pass it on to everybody so that everybody can know what is going on in the annual conference. So, with that said,
Hello, good people of Oklahoma. I'm Reverend Nancy Hamilton, and my ministry setting is here in the conference office. I am the Associate Director of Connectional Ministry for Leadership / Executive Secretary to the Board of Ordained Ministry, which I joke that it's a long title that does not fit on a business card very well, but that's who I am and what I do. A lot of the work that I do is with the Board of Ordained Ministry. And the event that you were talking about is the Candidacy Summit that we've been working on.
Just go right ahead.
Okay, it just was going to start.
I mean, yes, I was just about to say that, dang, that's a long title, but just keep going.
Well, true, and here we go. So the Candidacy Summit was something that the Board of Ordained Ministry started a couple years ago. It was in August, and this year it will be in January. And so the Candidacy Summit is set up for candidates of ministry to come and hear about the process, to see forms, to familiarize themselves with the database that we're using so they can upload work. They can also, they'll have time to meet with their district superintendents. The bishop's going to be there. So it's just a good time to familiarize themselves with the candidacy process and get some hands-on information and able to ask questions there.
So, for our brothers and sisters who are in the pew, just the not initiated, can you just remind us what is a candidate and what it took them to be a candidate?
Sure. That's a great question. Sometimes I start talking and assume everybody knows what I'm talking about, but that is not the case. So, in order to become licensed for ministry and or ordained for ministry as a United Methodist, there is a process, and it starts within the local church. If your pastor or leaders within the church notice that somebody has gifts and graces for ministry, and they would like to start inquiring about that talking to your pastor is one of the first steps to do that. Then you talk to your SPRC, and the church votes on you, and so that's kind of starts the process. And then and it is a long process, which is why the Candidacy Summit is important, is because there are a lot of steps. And so just being able to see in that we have a handbook, but also talk about it. And so you can become a certified candidate. Once you have to have like a background check and a psychological evaluation, and there's some forms, medical forms, things like that, some evaluations that are done with a district superintendent, your senior pastor. But once you become a certified candidate, if you're going on to ordination, going to seminary, there's some scholarship money that's available to you. And so that's kind of the initial step. And then once you become a certified candidate, you can go on to get your license. If you go to licensing school, licensing school is for everybody, whether you're serve as a local pastor or go on to ordination. But then certified candidates can also go to seminary and then start the process to become ordained.
So this event is not necessarily for somebody who's inquiring about their call. It is somebody who's already started that long process and long work.
It's for anybody.
Anybody.
It's for anybody. Anybody who is inquiring and they want to just know the information, what's required. If they are in the process, if they're, even if they've become certified and they're just trying to, okay, what are my next steps? What do I want to become licensed? Do I want to go on to seminary and become ordained? Do I want to do both? Because we do have local pastors that do become ordained. We talk about the education process, what's required for that, because if you serve as a local pastor, you have to have what's called course of study, and so there are classes that you take, and then what seminaries to go to. If you are at a United Methodist seminary, you get a certain amount of money if you're full time. If you go to a United Methodist approved seminary, then you get not as much money, but you do get some money. And so all those who are at some point in that process. And so we're also asking for our local pastors to come for a day on Saturday so that they can meet with their district superintendent, and we're changing the data system. We're in the process of changing the data system so that when they meet with their DCOMs, they can upload the paperwork and the forms, and so we're going to go over that. And so really it's anybody at any step in the process.
So if you are thinking about answering the call to go into ministry, if you are already started the process, if you are in the process, or you're further along in the process, this is an event for you.
Yes,
all right.
It is.
Yes, and so therefore, I heard that you doing a whole lot of very exciting things, like looking at forms.
Very exciting.
Yes, and the process. So why is it important for people to attend?
Well, as I've said, it can be a difficult process to navigate. There's a lot of things that are required at different points, and like I said, some people are visual, some people need to hear it to learn. So all of that. So we want everybody in one place. So that everybody gets the same information, everybody's on the same page, so that then when they leave and they go forward in the process, they know where they're going and what they're doing. And so that's really designed to help the candidate in the process so that everybody has the same information.
Great. And so I have my other Q question here, which I think we already answered. You already answered, but I think we want to say it again. Who should attend?
So anybody at any point in the process and local pastors. So the Candidacy Summit is January 23rd and 24th. And so if you are a candidate inquiring, if you've met with your SPRC in charge conference, or if you're a certified candidate and you did not come to the previous Candidacy Summit, we would like to see you both Friday and Saturday, because we're going to hit all those high points on Friday about the process and what's required. Then on Saturday, we're inviting our local pastors to come. If somebody attended the Candidacy Summit previously, we want you to come back. This is when the bishop will be talking to us. We're going to have a panel discussion with the cabinet, and have time set aside for the district superintendents to meet with those candidates in their district. So both days are important. Both days are set up for those who have never been a part of the Candidacy Summit before, and then Friday is. Or Saturday is also important.
So January
23rd and 24th. It's a Friday and Saturday.
2026, obviously.
2026, is that weird? You know what I wrote the other day was somebody was asking when they were going to roll off the board, and they roll off in 2030. And I think, is it right? That just sounds weird, 2030. But yes, 2026.
And where are you inviting them to come?
So it's going to be in the Ministry Center, and that's located just east of campus, OCU. on 24th in McKinley, between McKinley and Blackwelder.
Oklahoma City.
In Oklahoma City, yes.
Yes. So, how can people register for this event?
So we do have a registration link that has been provided in the connection that goes out weekly. Derek Blaze sends out his news from the Office of Connectional Ministry. You can email me at nhamilton@okumc.org. And I can send you the registration link. The DSs have the registration link. And Carlos, I think that we could put something in the along with the podcast.
Yes. So just if you're watching this on YouTube, go to the description. The link is going to be there. If you're listening, it should be also there in the meta data in there, and you can also click and go directly to the registration form.
So yes, those are the ways that you can register. There is a cost. So if you come for both days, it's $30. If you just come for one day, it's $20. So we have partnered. The Board of Ordained Ministry has partnered with the Oklahoma Methodist Foundation, and so they're underwriting part of this cost. And so I do want to say thank you to them for helping in this. With this event, because it is important as we look to the future. We want to help those who are answering their call into full-time vocational ministry, and so it's an important step, and we're so excited to offer this event.
Yes.
It is a great time to also meet those who are in the process with you. You know, if Oklahoma is a big state, and there are people that are in the same process as you that you may not have an opportunity to meet. But this is a place and a time to come together, and you can talk to those who have done what you're going to do, who are doing what you're doing, to talk, to share, to fellowship, and really connect. Because that's what United Methodism Church is about, is being connected.
Connection.
Yes.
Well, I think that wraps it up, right?
Thank you so much.
Please register. Look forward for this event on 2026. And if you have any questions, email Nancy Hamilton. She will be happy to answer all your questions. And until next time, blessings and see you soon.
Bye.